Ciao, I'm Enzo.
I'm Celia.
This is our channel where we show you how life is in Lucca.
And in the Tuscan hills.
I love cooking traditional food.
And we love exploring our beautiful part of the world.
So please subscribe and welcome
to Piazza Talk Lucca. So, though I love breakfast in the bar, and I think you do too, I'm really a savoury person. And one of my favourite breakfasts, which we do kind of on holiday, on hot summer days when there are lots of tomatoes and when we're at the house, is strangely against food waste. And even though Enzo baked a really beautiful loaf of fresh bread, and actually we're not having it for breakfast because we went to the bar for breakfast, we're actually having it for lunch, is stale bread and tomatoes.
Yes.
And it sounds awful, but it's absolutely delicious.
Yes, I remember that my father used to make this breakfast for us with children, and he called it Caponata. Now there is a Caponata Siciliana, which is different, but this is Caponata Napoletana, and we loved it.
And it's no food waste, vegan.
Yes.
Really, you can't say anything against this. Economic to the nth degree.
Yes.
And delicious.
Yes.
And quick.
Do you want to add some more words? More attributes.
I'm hungry, so let's get on with making it.
These are the ingredients. First of all, we need tomatoes. They give flavor to our bread. Some fresh basil leaves. Oregano. I got some fresh oregano from the garden, but we also use dry oregano because you can get fresh oregano. Now, we can add, if you want, capers or whatever you like. For example, I don't have anchovies here, but you can add salted anchovies. Bits of garlic if you have it, just to give flavor. Salt. Olive oil. And the bread. So we got to use this dry bread and keep the fresh bread I baked last night. Well, the first thing I do is to chop the tomatoes. I'm doing this plate, but normally I use a board. So I dice them.
Of course, this recipe involves no cooking.
No. Now the tomatoes are diced. I put them in a bowl. Add olive oil. Salt, a couple of pinches of salt. And now the garlic. I just cut the garlic cloves into halves. 2 garlic cloves. You don't have to eat them unless you like them. It's just to give flavor to the infusion here. Then the basil leaf. You take the basil leaf with your hands. It's lovely to have a lot of basil because it gives so much flavor. Now the oregano. Now the capers. I use salted capers and I rinse them in water to remove the salt. But the capers are not compulsory, depends what you have in your cupboard. Normally you got tomatoes, olive oil, basil leaves, oregano, and garlic if you have it. But you can add more things, as I said, anchovies or even olives, what you like. Okay, I'm using my hand, so I can use a spoon. So now I'll create a kind of infusion. So the tomatoes go to rest for a few minutes in this infusion. And we go ahead with the bread.
And obviously, the longer they rest, the better.
Yes. I squash them a little bit because I want to get some juice out of the tomatoes, but without destroying them. Now, this is the bread. I put the bread in a bowl We got this metal one, but any bowl will do. And cover it with water.
Which seems weird, sort of soggy bread.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound very appealing.
No, but there is a trick here. I'm going to show you in a minute.
This is also great to make on campsites, I think. You've made it outside on beaches and so on.
So now what I do, I break the bread. We want to have bread that is not completely soggy, but has to keep some crunch, some kind of hard bit inside. So I have to find the right moment. This is the difficult bit. Break it. Okay, we use bread here, but some people, they buy dry bread that is made on purpose, called freselle or friselle, depends where you come from, and they're round. And they're so dry, and you make the same recipe.
Round as in a donut, they have a hole in the middle.
Yes, they're like a ring, a big ring. Okay, so already getting ready, I can see from that. So need another couple of minutes. Yes, I want to remove the water, most of the water. Now, I remove as much water as I can, and you can see the right consistency now.
But we should say that this isn't Panzanella, is it?
No, this is not Tuscan Panzanella, this is a Neapolitan Caponata.
We have a video on Panzanella, which also uses stale bread,
Yeah.
but it's a Tuscan dish, and we'll link it below and above.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to add olive oil.
And should one leave for the tomatoes to soak into the bread at this stage as well?
Yes. Okay, now we got this water from the infusion that add on the bread.
Well, it couldn't be much simpler, could it? Buon appetito!
Buon appetito!
I think it's amazing how old bread, tomatoes, a bit of basil, a bit of oregano, and it's delicious. The juice of the tomato really soaks into the bread, and I think that's important because it gives it a flavour.
What I also find interesting is the oregano gives another interesting back taste. Quite strong back taste, the back taste is rather interesting. I love it.
And I think it's the combination of the slight crustiness of the outside, the very soft inside, which absorbs the juices of the tomatoes, and make this cucina povera, I suppose, into something that you could serve at a dinner party. The delights of simple Italian cooking. Buon appetito and ciao a tutti.
Ciao a tutti.
But I just want to add, we want to thank all of you who subscribe and write comments and put a thumbs up, because it really helps us. And not only does it help us with analytics, but it lifts our spirits and helps us continue.
Yeah.
And what is a bit of a struggle to keep going against the analytics.
Yes, and also we're very, very busy, so we don't have a lot of time to dedicate to the channel. So we do really our best in a limited amount of time.
It's really a hobby, and so thank you all, and we
Thank you very
really,
much.
really appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, leave a like and activate the notification bell. You just need a Google account and it's free. It helps our community enormously. Thank you very much.